Hi, lead generation community. I've been messaging you guys throughout the last couple days, and I wanted to make a presentation all about what lead generation is, what it does, who needs it, who it's for, and kind of a little bit about my approach when it comes to lead generation. Because what I realized is I may take a little bit different approach than some of you have heard of. And so I just want to break down what this means to me and what you can expect to learn in this community. All right, so what is lead generation to begin with? So the way I defined it is finding potential clients for your product, service, or program, and nurturing them through the sales funnel and then turning them into future clients. Now, during this process, you're going to meet a lot of people and potentially find tons of leads that may be perfect for your program or service at first shot. But as you start talking to them, you'll realize, hey, this person may not be right for the program or service or product, or this person's not interested. And I think the beautiful thing about this is along the way, not everybody turns into clients, but people can turn into friends, referral partners, and maybe you learn from someone else in the community as well. So I like to break lead generation into 3 separate stages. One is identifying your cold leads. So who is it that you're going to market to? Who is even your ideal client? Maybe you have criteria, like maybe it's a certain gender, a certain age range, someone in a certain field. So you would go and find those people. And then as a warm lead, you would want them to kind of raise their hand, get in a free offer, join your community, and then really start nurturing them. And a hot lead would be someone who then, after that nurturing, expresses interest in working with you. And you're kind of going back and forth on what would be the right program for them. Is this the right fit? Are they ready to invest? What does their timeline look like? All right, so why is lead generation important? So for different people, it's important in different ways. So I'm going to go through each one of these. So first of all, it really is the backbone of our business is having clients. So whether you are just starting off and you need those initial clients, whether you're fully booked out and you just want an active community. So if a client drops off, you have another person to pull from. I've learned a lot about this, and I've been booked out, and it really is helpful. So, if someone can't afford to work with you anymore, or if someone is going a different direction, it's not the end of the world if someone stops working with you. You want to have a pool to draw from if that happens, that are already warm and nurtured. It also helps you create a full client list. So if you can scale beyond a certain amount of clients and you just want more and more clients, this is a really good time to do lead gen. If you plan to offer different products and services or programs in the future, so even if your current program is booked out, you still want to be doing lead gen so you have more options in the future. And it enables you to also build a waiting list for those programs. So just as an example, I've done VA work, social media management, and lead generation, and there have definitely been times where I have been booked out. But now, in terms of starting this course and moving more into a coaching and leadership position, I'm recognizing during that done for you time, I could have been gaining leads for this program and service. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake of thinking, okay, I'm booked out, I'm good. No, we always want to keep doing lead generation because you never know what opportunities are going to present themselves, and you always want that warm audience. All right. When should you do lead gen? So this should be something that is included in your daily and weekly routines. If you are a full-time entrepreneur, I would definitely say, when you're posting, engage, talk to your community, figure out what they want. That's another great part of lead generation is the people that are talking to you, they will tell you specifically what they want to see, and you can create resources around that. And this allows you to just keep a constant pipeline of leads. So you're always having people to draw from when you're releasing something new or filling that last spot. All right, another question I get a lot is lead generation techie? I feel like people can shy away from the term lead generation because it sounds like something that you're going to have to learn this whole new complicated techie skill set for, and tech isn't everyone's cup of tea. this is more actually relationship building than anything. It's learning how to use social media in a way that is going to bring you profit rather than have you scrolling through and not necessarily getting anywhere. But this will actually help you utilize social media in a way where you're actually building relationships, which will lead to sales. The piece that is more techy is just tracking data analytics for your business and to improve sales. So the way that I do this, I teach it in my course, Lead Generation Accelerator, and I give you guys actually a template for this. But just breaking it down in a simple way is you kind of take who your initial leads are and like who converts and where they're converting from, if it's from a Facebook group, if it's from Instagram, and then also just tracking those metrics along time, tracking how many calls you close in your discovery calls. By tracking all of that, you'll see if there's any missing pieces. You'll see where the jam may be in your pipeline and what you need to work on. So that's the most techy part of lead generation. And honestly, I do it off a Google spreadsheet. So as long as you know how to use Google Drive, you'll be fine. And if you don't, like I said in my course, I actually have a template for you guys on this specifically. All right, lead generation as a career. So some of you have said that you're interested in learning lead generation for your career, which I think is great. I would highly recommend if you are a VA or a social media manager or just like a support person in a business in general, knowing lead generation is so great because you can upsell yourself on any of those other offers. So if you're a social media manager and then you offer lead gen or engagement, your rate just went up. If you are VA and you know lead generation, the amount of clients you could take on, how you can impact their business, and the amount that they pay you just went up. So I would definitely recommend specializing in lead gen. When I did this, I started getting more clients. I got paid way better. And it was such an in-demand service that there was never a time where I wasn't getting on discovery calls or having somewhat of a path forward when clients wanted to leave or I was switching things. So I think it's a really stable career because all businesses will always need clients. And if you are looking on how to get started in this, you can also take the course Lead Generation Accelerator. It does go through it kind of talking to a business owner, but this would be the foundation of learning lead generation for your own business. At first, I was going to, and I still may make a course specifically geared towards those of you who want this as a career, but the course that I have out was always going to be the first part of that. So I would definitely recommend starting there. Please let me know if this is you, and we can even develop a plan where you do the course and I'm able to coach you on getting those lead generation clients and kind of the whole process that you could go through with them. All right. How I operate lead generation. So everyone has a different approach when it comes to lead gen. I actually don't know many lead gen specialists, but what I've heard on discovery calls with clients, people do this a lot of different ways. So the way that I approach it is I focus on relationship building over everything. So I always go with an authentic lead generation approach. I really want potential leads and myself or the business owner to build a relationship with them. Because like I said, you don't know until you build that relationship if this person is right for your business as a client or not. I also really like this because it doesn't feel like pushy sales tactics. You're actually building a relationship and people are raising their hands to work with you. So I like offering a freebie first, a free resource, a free training, something like that. And then if they're still interested, inviting them into the program or service. If they're saying they need it, inviting them in. Or if we've built a relationship and it sounds like they're struggling with key points that I know the product, service, or program will help them with, inviting them that way, but never just cold DMing and being like, hey, join my program. The way I approach lead gen is very different. It is more communicative and it does feel like an actual relationship rather than just a sales transaction. All right. And then another question I get a lot is what software and AI do I use? Typically, honestly, when I was working on the back end with clients, I never used any of this. So, with clients, it was always I was in the platforms, I was finding people to engage with, I was the one commenting, I was the one in the DMs. And I think this really gave a personalized approach to it. When I would do check ins with my clients, I knew exactly where every lead was, what conversations we had, and I could pass that information along to them. Recently, I have found a few different AI tools that I think can be helpful in lead generation. One is ChatGPT, which I think most of you guys have heard of. With this one, the only thing I really use it for is I'm still writing all of my posts, but sometimes if it doesn't feel right, or I just want someone to edit it, I'll plug it into ChatGPT and say like, "Hey, help me with this Facebook post." I'll already have written it, and ChatGPT will just optimize it. And I've done this with emails as well for clients. And I'm trying to think, I haven't really used it for anything else. But I think it is nice when you're just trying to optimize your writing and you want an AI to look it over for you. And then ManyChat. So ManyChat, I personally haven't used in my business. I did use with a client. And this is for people who are getting a lot of comments, a lot of leads. ManyChat can automatically send links if someone raises their hand for it. It can also help you in conversations. So you could kind of set up a conversation flow to pre-qualify a client. So if someone's like, "I'm interested in your program," you could be like, "Okay, which program?" and have the AI send that. And build a workflow from there. Honestly, I haven't really dove into it myself, but I do see it as a helpful tool in the future just to make sure that, the conversations you're having are with qualified people. There can sometimes be so many people in your inbox, and it's hard to qualify like who is here for a business conversation, who's here for maybe a referral partnership, who's a friend, who's a spammer. And AI can kind of take care of that by giving them surveys or questions or whatnot. And then inside the platform, you can actually tag who, like what category the person fits in. And I find that really cool for organization purposes. But if you want to learn more about ManyChat, there is a training on their website for free. You don't even have to sign up to use it. You could go through their training. But in all of this, I think the human component is still crucial when it gets to the point where you're trying to get to know the client, their struggles, if the program or service would be right for them. The human connection, I feel like, is always best. And as you see in engagement, conversations, comments, posts, like I feel like those all have to come from a real person saying something real. Otherwise, you're not going to resonate with it. So that's kind of what I use in terms of softwares, programs, AI. Honestly, growing my business, the things I used most was just Google Sheets. I did use ClickUp for a little while, but I liked Google Sheets better. And then just any sort of website hosting platform. I like Kajabi. And that's pretty much it in terms of the software and everything with lead generation. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any more questions about lead generation, and look forward to talking with you next time.